Good day, Andrew and Natalie and Nathan and Lydia and Mason. Today we're going to be looking at some color. And this is a man. His name is Piet Mondrian, and he is a Dutch painter. And he did a lot of things with colors. And so we're going to be looking at colors and some of the things that he did. First of all, we need to understand what color is. Color is the reflection of light, and we're going to be saying that a lot, so hopefully we can get that understanding. It's the reflection of light off of an object. That's what color is, and that's a scientific thing, so it's also an artistic thing. In art, we use a color wheel to help us understand all of those different blotches of color that we see over there. So the color wheel sort of puts them in an order. And when we're talking about color right now, we're going to be talking about the primary colors, the very first colors, 3 colors that you cannot mix to get other colors. And here is a picture. We see some smiley faces in the corners. And this color wheel here shows us the 3 primary colors. The 3 primary colors are blue, red, and yellow. Can you say that with me? Blue, red, and yellow. And those of you who know it, you can say it real fast. Blue, red, yellow, and you've got it. All right, so now we're going to be working on a project similar to what Piet Mondrian did, and it's going to use those primary colors of red, blue, and yellow. Okay, what we're going to start with is a plain piece of paper, just like this one. Okay, and with that plain piece of paper, we're going to need to have a couple of things. We're going to need to have a blue, a red, and a yellow marker. We will also need to have some tape. Here I have some washi tape that has a pattern to it. It's black is the basis of it. All right, but you could use different kinds of tape. Here is one of the projects that I have done in the past, and it's using electrical tape, and that's just plain black tape. Now, if you don't have tape, maybe your mom or you could just cut strips of black paper. This is the project that I did this year, okay? It's using washi tape, and it has a black background, but this washi tape has a different kind of pattern in it. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your washi tape, and we're going to just tape some lines, okay? We're going to tape lines all the way to the edge of the paper, just like this, okay? And we want to make rectangles or squares. So I'm just going to do a couple of pieces of tape here and there. Doesn't matter if it goes over just a little bit. You're just trying to get it to look a little bit like a rectangle or a square. You can put them here like so, and then you can put another one close, just like this one is going to be. All right, you can go this way to make it a little different. You don't have to do many lines. You can do just a few, or you can do a lot. Try and make it so that you have a couple of different spots to it, like 5. Okay, this one right here, it only has a few spots to it. This one that I'm doing right here has quite a few. All right. You can use markers, you can use paint, you can use whatever you have on hand. All right, so let's just start coloring some of these in. When we color it in, we're going to color the whole rectangle or square. Okay, we're not going to color any, leave any of that particular rectangle or square white. We want it all to be colored in. See how that's all colored in? Now I'm going to do a red. And with this red, I'm going to color this whole rectangle red. Now, Piet Mondrian, you can see up here, there's a couple of them that he did right next to each other. He has a couple of reds right next to each other. He has a couple of yellows right next to each other. But we don't necessarily want to do too many of the same color right next to each other. All right, what's going to help us is if our marker starts to die, doesn't have enough ink, we may not be able to go more than one red square. And that's going to limit that. But we want to try, even if it's running low, to get it as much of it covered in as possible. All right, so now we're going to do a blue. I'm going to do this big, long blue down the side over here. It looks like this blue is on its way out too. I might need to get some new markers. Okay. If they don't work, then you need to throw them away. That's a good thing. But we can get the idea. That's what we're doing here, is we're getting the idea. We're going to color it all in and leave as little white as possible. We don't want to have big white blobs in it at all. All right. Now, we still have a lot of them that haven't been done, and I'm going to have to do another yellow right next to a yellow because my markers are not very strong on the other colors. So let's just do this one all full of yellow. So Piet Mondrian did other things too. He wasn't just a artist that did this, but one period of his life, this is all he did, was these different shapes and things. All right. But he was from the Netherlands, and so he did landscape painting when he started out. Let's see if my red is going to be able to go all the way through and not lose any of its color by the time we're done. So we are using the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. We are doing a picture, a art project that is using the same concept or inspired by Piet Mondrian. And those are some of the words that we're going to use. The color wheel has other colors on it. But right now we're just worrying about the primary colors. And that's a term that you might want to remember too, primary colors. But when I'm doing this, it's like, I want to quit. I'm done. I'm almost through. But I have this thing, which is not necessarily the way he did it, because he has two whites next to each other. But it don't want to do that. I don't want to have two blank whites next to each other. So I'm coloring this one in as well. So that's why I'm doing this one too. Okay. So I'm going to call that done. Okay. I've got two blues, two reds, two yellows, and that gives it balance. Okay. The Piet Mondrian, the ones that he did, he has balance here. He has a lot on this side, a heavy black line, and he has a lot going on this side. That's a term that you're going to learn more about later on. Right now, the thing to remember is primary colors are red, yellow, blue. That's the thing to know. So I trust that, and then maybe this is a good example, and then here is another example. Show me your examples. See you next time.